Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Positive Action. I hope that you're all having a good day. I know I am, and I can't wait to get into this lesson. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, just a quick reminder, my first video was really just an introduction about myself and this program. I talked about some of the stuff that I like and what I actually do. And at the end of that video, I talked about the Positive Action Wheel. So with the Positive Action Wheel, I had two different scenarios, one that focused on the Positive Action Wheel and then one that focused on the Negative Action Wheel. Remember that we always have a choice when it comes to how we act. So this is why it's so important that you think before you act. I promise if you do this, it's going to save you and the people around you a lot of heartache. Okay, so with all that said, let's go ahead and get into today's lesson. So today we're going to be talking about how we feel physically. This lesson is designed to target those areas in our life where we may need some improvement. Okay, so I want to say up front that this lesson has nothing to do with outer appearance. I understand that living a healthy lifestyle, like exercising and working on your diet, can improve your outer appearance. But what I'm more concerned about and what I really want to focus on is what's going on the inside. How do you feel physically on the inside? How is it affecting your mood? That kind of thing. And there's actually a lot of different things that can affect how we feel physically that have nothing to do with our diet. So for instance, did you know that sleep deprivation can actually affect your physical and mental health? So for someone your age, it's recommended that you get about 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. So if you're getting less than 8 hours of sleep every night, it can actually impact your memory and your ability to learn and concentrate. It can even affect your mood. Getting less than the recommended of hours of sleep at night could also weaken your immune system. This means you're more likely to get sick or just not feel very well.
I don't feel so good.
This puts you at a higher risk level for things like heart disease, high blood pressure, and even diabetes. So getting a good night's sleep is obviously vital for your health. But did you know that getting more than the recommended hours of sleep at night can also put you at risk?
That's crazy talk.
Now, as I stated before, someone your age is supposed to be getting about 8 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. But if you're getting more than that, you could also be putting yourself at risk for things like high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. You fall under those same risk categories as someone that gets less than 8 hours of sleep every night. So, whereas it's important that you're not undersleeping, it's also important that you're not oversleeping. Too much sleep is also linked to obesity in adults 45 and older. Now, I know that the majority of y'all watching this are not 45. I get that. But this is still valid information for future reference. So look, I hope each and every one of you is getting a good night's sleep so you can wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go every single day.
Princess Anna?
Huh?
Princess Anna?
Yeah?
Sorry to wake you, ma'am.
No, you didn't. I've been up for hours. Who is it?
Okay, so something else that has nothing to do with the food that we eat, but everything to do with our health. I'm talking about technology. Things like phones, tablets, TVs, consoles, those kinds of things. So although many of these devices are necessary for our everyday use, and don't get me wrong, I love technology, but I would be lying if I told you that these things don't come with risks. So spending too much time in front of a screen, like TV, computer, or even your phone, will impact your physical health. One of the negative side effects that can come from spending too much time in front of a screen is bad posture.
What you do have is bad posture. So all you need to do is 2 steps. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your chin slightly forward and then slightly down, and look at the difference that makes.
But look, don't take my word for it. Listen to this.
Researchers have linked poor posture to scoliosis, tension headaches, and back pain, though it isn't the exclusive cause of any of them. Posture can even influence your emotional state and your sensitivity to pain. So there are a lot of reasons to aim for good posture.
So look, it's important that if you're spending a lot of time in front of a screen, that you take appropriate breaks to stand up, stretch, just walk around. Now, there's also a chance that your eyes could be negatively impacted by staring at a screen. So if you didn't know, there's this thing called blue light. And blue light tends to affect our eyes a little bit differently than other forms of light. Blue light actually puts a lot more strain on the eyes. So over time, if you're just staring at that screen for hours on end, you could be doing a lot of damage to your eyes. Some companies have actually been designing glasses specifically targeting the blue light. That way it gets rid of that blue light and it doesn't hurt your eyes. And also, depending on the device, sometimes you can actually just turn off the blue light. So when in doubt, cut the blue light out.
No! Harry, no! Don't look at the light! I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
Now, another risk that comes from our devices is just how hard it can be to put away.
Okay, I'm turning it off.
Okay, you're not turning it off.
I won't look at it.
Sir?
I can't not touch it.
Okay, then we're gonna have to take it away. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I can't not have my phone. I'm sorry. I want to be with my phone.
So one of the less talked about risk factors that comes from being on your phone or just staring at a screen all day is just how much it does impact your mental health. Experts say that too much screen time can actually be linked to depression and anxiety. So these experts suggest that you only get about 2 hours of screen time a day. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but the truth is they've done a lot of research on how it impacts the brain and specifically the cortex. This is where a lot of your learning and memory plays a part. So if you're spending more than 2 hours of screen time a day, you're directly impacting that area of your brain. This means it's going to be a lot harder to remember things or even learn new skills. Yeah, so although technology is here to stay, I think it's important that we be proactive about taking appropriate breaks and setting a schedule for ourselves. This way we're not going to be affecting our posture, our sleep schedule, and definitely not going to be affecting our brain. Because that's important. We need our brain.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
So look, the best way to combat a lot of these risk factors is just to engage in conversation with people, face to face. And I know that that can be a challenge for some, but it doesn't hurt to put the phone away or put the game down and pick up a book or pick up a pencil or a paintbrush and just start creating something. Do something other than staring at that screen all day. I know it can be hard, but you don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Alright, so let's move on to our teeth. Yeah, did you know that your teeth have a major impact on your overall health? By maintaining good oral hygiene, you're putting yourself at less risk for things like gum disease, cardiovascular disease, and even pneumonia. So gum disease is probably one of the most common reasons why someone has issues when it comes to oral hygiene. But did you know that the bacteria that builds up in your mouth can sometimes get sucked into your lungs, and this can actually lead to certain illnesses like pneumonia? Some researchers have suggested that things like heart disease, clogged arteries, and even stroke are impacted by the inflammation and infection that's found in the oral bacteria.
That's horrible.
It's disgusting.
So let's be real, this is why your dentist is telling you to brush your teeth and floss twice a day. It's not just for your teeth to be pearly white, it's so your heart can be healthy and your lungs can be healthy and overall just your mouth is healthy. But definitely keep those teeth pearly white.
Hey guys.
Hey.
What's up?
What happened to your teeth?
I whitened them.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I think I shouldn't look directly at them.
Come on, seriously.
They're really, really, really white.
Yeah, what was wrong with your old human teeth?
I did leave the gel on a little longer than it said to.
How much longer?
A day.
Plus, you know that tonight is your date with Hillary.
I know, that's why I did it. Come on, are they really that bad?
No, you'll be fine. Hillary's blind, right?
She will be after tonight.
Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty areas of physical health. I'm talking about our nutrition. Now, although I don't have time to share this video, I am going to be linking this in the description box down below. So for those of you that know Dr. Mike, he's this awesome guy on YouTube that has a lot of different information on how to live a healthy lifestyle. And in this video, he does talk about nutrition. So I would recommend that if you have a second, that you go and watch this video. It's pretty good. Okay, so when it comes to nutrition and our diet, it's so important that we understand that the food we eat will definitely impact how we feel. Now, I need to be very transparent up front. This is something that I struggle with. I love food. It's just a fact.
BLT!
Hi!
A pizza stuffed inside a turkey, the whole thing deep fried and dipped in chocolate. It's me, the mayor.
Oh. You look different. Did you get a new haircut?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so let me jump into the #1 reason why so many people struggle with their nutrition. Sugar. Yeah, sugar consumption is one of the leading causes for things like obesity and diabetes. The problem is, it can be really hard to find food today that doesn't have sugar in it. And there's a reason for that. It tastes really good. And the food industries know this, so they're trying to get you to buy their products. Now, there are different types of sugar, like natural sugar, which is found in things like fruit. But there's also the artificial man-made sugars, things like high fructose corn syrup, which is found in things like bread, candy, cookies, ice cream, granola bars, and definitely soda. Like, you should know when you go to McDonald's and you get a sandwich that the bun that they use in between the meat is made with that high fructose corn syrup. So there's sugar in it. And that's why it tastes really good. But like, as good as sugar is, it's just as equally bad for our health. And like, I didn't even tell y'all yet how much is recommended for you at your age. So according to the World Health Organization, they say that someone your age should only be getting about 8 teaspoons of sugar a day. That's about 30 to 35 grams of sugar total. If you didn't know, the average 12-ounce can of soda has anywhere between 30 to 45 grams of sugar in it, sometimes even more. So soda is definitely one of the big targeting areas when it comes to how much sugar consumption you might be getting.
Paunchburger just recently came out with a new 128-ounce option. Most people call it a gallon, but they call it the regular. Then there is a horrifying 512-ounce version that they call child size. How is this a child-size soda?
Well, it's roughly the size of a 2-year-old child if the child were liquefied. It's a real bargain at $1.59.
I'm sorry, Miss Pinewood, but why would anybody need this much soda?
So it is very important that we are aware of how much sugar is going into our body, because regardless of if you're able to work off those extra calories, the damage is already being done on the inside. Because like I said before, too much sugar consumption can easily lead to things like heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and sometimes even death. Alright, so on that note, I want to share with y'all this TED Talk by Dr. Jody Stanislaw. In this clip, she's going to be talking a little bit about the dangers of sugar. And overall, it's a huge eye-opener. And I hope that you're paying attention because this really is important information. So I'm going to go ahead and share it with y'all now. Y'all take a look.
You know, this talk wouldn't have applied even 10 years ago, when sugar wasn't added to everything that we eat, and it was just used as a special occasion. Are you aware that there are only 10 companies that own the entire world's food brands? And the reality is, the sweeter a food is, the more it sells. So when you eat sugar, you might immediately feel a rush of energy and kind of feel good. Think, wow, sugar makes me feel great. But the reality is, an hour or two later, if you pay attention, you'll likely feel zapped. You might not be able to concentrate, you might kind of want to take a nap, or you might want to eat more sugar. If we keep doing this over a lifetime, the beta cells get weak, the blood sugar level slowly starts to rise, and over time, high blood sugar causes heart disease, kidney failure, strokes, gangrene, blindness, Alzheimer's, lower limb amputation, depression, violent behavior, and more. The amount of deaths caused by sugar, all of these afflictions combined, leads to more deaths than automobile accidents. But I get it. It's so easy to fall into the traps laid by the $1.5 trillion processed food industry today. They label so many high sugar foods as healthy. Gummy vitamins, right? They're gummy bears. Let's not be, come on. Yogurts, many yogurts today, blueberry, strawberry yogurt, they have more sugar ounce per ounce than Coca-Cola. Kids are eating fruit chews today. Kids, are you aware they're not fruit? They're not fruit. It's sugar and fruit flavoring. There was a study done in rats that showed chronic sugar consumption creates as much damage to the brain as abuse done in childhood. Teens are drinking less soda today, but they've replaced it with sports drinks and energy drinks. These drinks are shamefully being touted as healthy, yet they are a key part of the obesity epidemic that's spreading today. According to the World Health Organization, there are over 420 million people today with type 2 diabetes, and that number just keeps going up. In America alone, if our eating habits do not change in the next few decades, that will be 1 in 3. That means it will likely be somebody you know and love, or it might be you.
I hope that this has opened up your eyes a little bit just to see how much sugar is out there. Like the next time that you go to the store, I recommend that you look at the ingredients on the back and see just how much sugar is potentially going into your body. Because again, you're only supposed to be getting about 30 grams of sugar a day. Okay, so one last thing before I end this video. I want to talk about exercise, because although our diet is very important to our health, exercise is equally as important. Now, studies have shown that someone your age needs at least 1 hour of physical activity every single day. That includes the weekend. Now, I know that 1 hour might not seem like a lot for some of you, but also listen to your body. Like, don't push yourself too hard, because too much exercise can also be a bad thing. But also don't be that person that's like on the treadmill that's like walking and eating a Snickers bar at the same time. Like, do some sort of physical activity.
What are you doing?
I'm doing horizontal running.
Horizontal running.
Because the truth is that the more you get your heart pumping, that means there's more oxygen going throughout your body, and especially your brain. And when you're getting more oxygen to the brain, that means you're gonna have higher energy levels and definitely more focus. Those are good things. But being active doesn't have to be a chore. I'm not asking you to do hundreds of push-ups like you're in boot camp. Just do something that's physically active, like go out for a walk or maybe hang out with your friends and play some ultimate frisbee. Just do something that's gonna get that heart pumping. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts when it comes to exercising or working out. Make sure that you're drinking water. Look, water is so important for our health. It not only replenishes our energy, but it also removes a lot of bad toxin in our body. So when you're working out or exercising, your body starts to build up this thing called lactic acid. And when you drink water, it just gets all of that lactic acid out of your body. But if you're not drinking water, if you're drinking more sugary sodas or sugary drinks, or maybe you're not drinking enough water at all, that lactic acid can start to build up and it can be very, very dangerous. Also, just by not drinking enough water, you could become dehydrated, which has its own risk factors in and of itself. Like, people have died from dehydration. So make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. It's good for you. All right, so what have we learned here today? Let's look back at the positive action wheel, because I just want to start with our thoughts. Let's just say that maybe I'm not living a very healthy lifestyle, but I've decided today I'm going to make a difference. I want to start living a healthy lifestyle. So what am I going to do? What are some of the things that I can do to make a difference in my life today? Well, maybe I can start to cut out some sugar. Maybe I can stop drinking so many sodas throughout the day and instead just drink some water. Maybe I can set a better schedule for myself so that way I get the proper amount of sleep at night. Maybe it's just cutting out some of that screen time as well, right? These are the little things that I can do every single day so that way I can start to live a healthier lifestyle. And ultimately, how am I going to feel once I do that? Well, to be honest, if I cut out sugar from my life or if I completely change my diet, I'm probably going to have some mood changes, right? I'm not going to be very happy at the beginning, but over time it'll probably get easier. And if I haven't worked out at all, or maybe it's been a really long time since I started working out, I might be very sore. But if I push through all of that, I'll eventually get in this kind of routine and I'll start to feel better and I'll have more energy. So ultimately, that thought of living a healthy lifestyle and actually doing the work is going to make me feel so much better. But look, I want to be realistic because the truth is you could have that negative thought. Like, man, I'm just really stressed today. I need some chocolate. That's going to make me feel better. Or maybe I'm really exhausted. I need that Red Bull. That's going to wake me up. But honestly, think about how these actions will cause you to feel. Is it worth it? Because the truth is, you might get that instant gratification and you'll feel really good because that sugar's gonna perk you up or that Red Bull is going to wake you up. But ultimately, there's gonna kind of be a crash later on and you might just want more of the same thing. So you could change that negative thought of, I'm having a stressful day or I'm just exhausted today. And instead of doing a negative action, maybe go for a run or go for a jog or get more sleep or maybe just drink more water. Like those kinds of choices, even though it might not be the thing that you want in that moment, is ultimately going to be the healthier option for you. Look, you can always make the healthier choice. You have the power to change your life. All right, so I'm going to end the lesson here today, but before we leave, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that the things that I've shared and the words that I've said have encouraged you, and I hope that you do make those healthy changes in your life. Maybe cut out some of the sugar, maybe get some more sleep at night. I promise you'll start to feel better. So next week, I am going to be continuing to talk about how we feel physically. But in that video, I'm going to talk about some key substances that really have an impact on our physical and mental health if we choose to do them. So that's going to be a really good lesson. But until then, I just want to say again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope y'all have a great day. Y'all take care.